light on.
I definitely cannot. What do you got going on out here?
What does it look like?
You want to be a smartass? Reckless burning, when you're burning something outside of an authorized area.
I could see you wanting to pay your respects to Katrina.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Alrighty, hi there guys, my name's Action Dan, and welcome to my next episode of Anchor Wednesday. Now in this episode of Anchor Wednesday, I'm going to go into a topic that I've thought about doing for months on end, but I promised myself I was never going to get involved in. Over black rights and how you have this disgusting stereotype white, young, male police officer who has nothing better to do than just to look for a black person to abuse their rights. In this one, pretty much there's a big black guy, he looks big and scary, but all he is doing is he's just sitting in a park bench. A young black girl in his neighborhood just had a tragic death that I think was on the news in his local suburb, and it was greatly upsetting everyone. So this black guy did nothing wrong. He just went out to the park in the middle of the night where people had already laid out candles and they were mourning the death of this young poor black girl. And all he was doing was silently sitting in the park bench, minding his own business, when your stereotypical racist young male white police officer drives his car up with not just his regular car's lights and his regular car high beam, but also his like that country farm road thing where you got on the roof of your car. He's got those double high beams blinding the guy on the footpath. He pulls up and the guy says, "Hey man, can you turn those lights down a little bit?" And that's where instantly the stereotypical racism starts, and this white guy just wants to jerk off completely, being a complete and utter anchor. We'll get straight into it. You judge for yourself. Did this black guy do anything wrong whatsoever, even with burning the candles? Post your comment down below. Should he have not had candles? Or was he doing everything full within his rights, breaking no form of law whatsoever, not even being indecent in that park in the middle of the night? And was that cop just a pure piece of shit looking for trouble? Let's watch the video. Just very quickly before I start, I didn't actually want to do this video, but someone made a bet with me. He sent in a link and he said, "Hey Danny, you should do a video about police brutality." And I said, "No, police brutality, especially these ones in America where you come from, is too stereotypical. Everyone's seen it. It's boring." He said, "No, this one's funny. And I promise you, if you click on the link that I've sent you, I promise you want to do a video about it and you'll find it funny." I clicked on it. The guy was right. It is pretty funny. So let's get into it. Just while this police car is driving up silently right now, I'll just say if I say anything throughout the entire video that sounds the tiniest bit racist at all, I give my greatest apologies, and it was completely unintentional.
How you doing, sir?
You turn that light on.
I definitely cannot. It's for my safety, okay? What do you got going on out here?
What does it look like?
You want to be a smartass?
I mean, what does it look like?
You want to be a smartass?
If you're not doing anything wrong, you don't know what to say, and you just say exactly what this guy said. You said, "I don't know, what do you think I'm doing wrong?" The guy is not being smartass, he's not causing trouble, he's just asking the officer pretty much, "I don't know what I did wrong, do you want to tell me?" And the officer instantly has to make this an ordeal and say, "What, you want to cause trouble because you won't tell me that you think you're doing something wrong the second I pull up?"
It's called reckless burning. If you want to go that route, we can go ahead and push that route.
Reckless burning. What a dickhead, officer. Seriously. I looked this one up quickly in American laws about reckless burning. And no, the law of reckless burning is stating that you can't have something like a fire in a barrel next to buildings owned by people. And reckless burning also talked about open fires. But this guy has got tiny little candles inside glass jars on a footpath. Reckless burning is starting a fire that's meant to endanger other people's lives and property. This is not endangering anyone's life or property. So the law in America, if you look it up on the internet, reckless burning has got nothing to do with burning candles on a footpath.
Reckless burning, when you're burning something outside of an authorized area. You want to go that route? Do you really want to go that route? Do you really want to go that route? The light is for my safety. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a criminal who's going to try to pull a gun out on me or a knife or anything like that.
As you can see, this guy's remaining pretty calm and he's just turning away like, what the hell is this dickhead on about? And he's just laughing to himself already, knowing this guy's just looking for trouble.
That's what the light's for, okay? That's what they're there for. That's why they're put on patrol vehicles. What's your name?
My name's Rich.
What's that?
1 second. I usually call you supervisor. And if this is bothering you, I'll put it out for you.
Now look at that. Is that not perfectly well behaved? He's looking after himself and just said politely, "Can you please call your supervisor?" And then he says instantly, "Is it this candle bothering you? If the candle's upsetting you, I can go put it out." So the guy is not searching for trouble or misbehaving in any way whatsoever. Just the police officer so far.
I'd appreciate that. That's what my contact. I was just gonna ask you nicely to do that, but since you want to be a smartass and ask me what does it look like and talk to me like I'm dumb, I'm obviously gonna push the other route. If that's, I mean,
You are
that's
dumb,
really
and you are pushing it.
with this. George Salami, can I go ahead and get a second?
I mean, look at the way this guy's being so aggressive, the way he's sitting on a chair silently and all. If someone was sitting on a chair that silently and aggressive to me playing with their phone, I'd be upset just like the officer.
Why?
I already told you.
Why?
Reckless burning.
Okay, you want me to put it out?
You can put it out, but first you're gonna give me your ID.
Do you want me to put it out?
I'll put it out myself too.
No, I'm asking you want me to put it out.
That's not...
This guy isn't being troublesome in any way whatsoever. He voluntarily said, do you want me to go up and get up and put out this fire for you, officer? And the officer arrogantly replies, yeah, and you put it out. If you don't put it out, I'll put it out as well. Even if you put it out, I'll put it out. He's just being a dickhead.
Hey! Stay right there. Would you like me to put that out?
Again, what he's doing is absolutely perfect. Someone in the member of the public, maybe a friend of his or a stranger, has offered him a helping hand by the looks of it. He's done the perfect 10 out of 10 correct thing. He didn't ask the person to come over and get violently involved. He just said, hey, no, it's all good. Just stay there. So he's probably got a friend filming himself what's going on, and he's told the friend to stay back and stay out of it. Good on you, man.
If that's bothering you, want me to put it out?
I'm telling you.
Okay, I'll put it out.
We're gonna have to put it out, but let me get your ID.
You don't need to tell him. He's volunteered to put it out.
M-O-R-A. Make sure you spell it right, okay?
He even has to be a sarcastic asshole saying how to spell his name.
Do you have ID on you?
Now we can see the black guy's intimidated about what's going to happen to him, so he started recording on his mobile phone to protect himself because he's scared. But he's doing it very humbly. He's pointing the camera down at the ground, not pointing it in the police officer's face because he doesn't want to give the officer an excuse to arrest him. He just wants to film what's going on. Good on him. Again, 10 out of 10. Filming, but not putting it in the officer's face.
I do, but I don't need to give it to you.
Okay, is that really the route you want to take, sir?
What route? I'm
obstruction?
sitting on the bench.
Like, yeah, you're lighting candles.
Obstruction?
I didn't light this candle.
I'm not even going to go into that.
And that's what I was asking you. And that was my question. But since you want to go right off and start talking to me like I'm dumb, asking me what it looks like.
Look at the light. You can't blind me.
That's what police lights are for us to see.
No. When you pulled up, you seen me sitting there.
Yeah, so I turn on my lights. Look, here's my question, right? What if you're some... I'm not saying you are, but what if you're some individual who's trying to hurt anybody? Okay. Not just an officer, but anybody.
But I'm not.
The light, I'm not saying you are, but I don't know that.
Okay. Well, now you know.
And that's
What if you're some individual that's trying to hurt somebody, therefore I need to blind you with high-powered lights? I don't know. If he's dangerous, maybe you can blind him with highlights, but you've just pulled up, you've got out the car, you've seen him for, what, a full 2 minutes? You've seen him do pretty much a 360. You can see he's obese. He probably can't run and charge at you suddenly. You've talked to him. He's not displaying any form of aggression. So what is the suggested excuse why you're still blinding him with these lights if he's not doing anything wrong?
what my lights are for. I still don't know that.
Well, now you know.
Now you know.
I really don't.
Okay.
So you really want to be this difficult, sir?
There ain't nothing about being difficult. I ain't doing nothing wrong.
I'm
sitting on the bench.
Okay.
I pay taxes. I own a house right down the road.
Okay. That's really not what this is about.
Well, then turn your light off.
I'm not going to turn off my light.
Okay, well, I don't know what to tell you. You want to be rude? I'm going to be rude.
How am I being rude? Because I told you I need...
light in my eyes.
Hey, you need to relax,
No,
okay?
I don't need to relax.
Okay, then amp yourself up then. If that's the route you want to go.
With me, you can go ahead and head back to your vehicle.
I'm not going to head back to my vehicle until you're identified.
Anything wrong. Nothing wrong.
I'm not going to head back to my vehicle until you're identified.
Don't come over here pressing weight on me.
So anyways, if you live in Australia and you don't know the law, pretty much it's the same in the vast majority of all the states in America, that if you're not breaking a law, just the same as in Australia, if you're not breaking a law, a police officer is not allowed to come up to you and ask you for your identification. He can only do that if he has a reasonable cause of suspicion for you having committed or being involved in an offense. If you have no connection to an offense taking place whatsoever, just from suspicion, a police officer in America and in Australia cannot ask you to present your identification.
Call your supervisor.
So that's what's really popular in America over the last 2 years. If you're watching this video in Australia, this guy is fighting for what they're all fighting for at the moment in America for the last 2 years solid, which is teaching everyone, if a police officer, if you're, stereotype that's harassed like a black guy and a white stereotypical harassing police officer comes up to you and asks you for your ID, they're telling everyone, don't do it. Fight for your rights, and if you're not breaking a law, you do not have to present your ID.
I got somebody else coming out. Don't worry.
Tell them to pull up. Tell the whole force to pull up. I'm
For
not
what?
with it.
The whole force for what?
Whatever you want it to be. I'm on whatever you want.
You're being a little ridiculous right now.
You pulled up for being a dick. I'm on whatever you
How did I pull up being a dick?
You have pulled up being a dick. You pulled up for no reason. The guy's doing nothing wrong. You said to him you don't like the candles. He went and put the candles out, instantly asking you politely, would you like me to put the candles out? He's done that, and you're still there harassing him, asking for ID, when he's still broken no form of law. And if the candles were against the law, which they're not, even if they were, you've come there and you've said to him, oh, the candles are illegal, burning, as a fire. Can you put them out? And he did. He complied with you instantly. He put the candles out. It wasn't breaking the law. But even if it was, he got rid of it. So why are you still there? Why can't you just say, thank you, sir, for putting out the dangerous candles I didn't like, and I will leave now. Have a good night.
I'm
You asked me to turn off the lights. I said I can. They're on for my safety.
I got a camera too.
Perfect.
Okay.
By all
cool.
means.
Awesome. That's out. You want this lighter? That's not mine either. You want it? You can have it.
I don't care about the lighter.
Throw away this trash. That's not mine either.
I'm not saying it is.
Okay, well, have some condolences for somebody. Yeah, forget about that one, huh? Yeah.
I see that bit right there? The police officer doesn't even pretend to have a heart. He doesn't even pretend he cares about this person that died. Even if he was a normal asshole would say, oh, someone died there? Okay, I'm sorry, but can you give me your freaking ID? But this officer doesn't even say a single word. He cares more about harassing this person over candles than the death of someone in the neighborhood.
Do you feel tougher now by talking like that? Do you feel like you're this big bad guy or this big badass by talking like that?
I am a badass, actually.
Okay.
But that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. Nothing.
This is the backup the police officer called up with his radio on his shoulder, and this is the female officer, second officer attending the scene pulling up.
Are you causing trouble?
You're gonna love this. This bit's hilarious.
This lady.
Okay, tough guy.
What's going on?
No, I'm just sitting here with the candles. This dude came up, had a problem with me.
I had a problem with you. I asked you.
Real hard, so I turned on my.
It's all on body cam, dude.
I told him.
You can go ahead and request it.
Do you know Katrina?
Huh?
Do you know Katrina?
I know everybody.
Oh, I don't know that.
You know what his name is?
Oh, she knows the girl that died in the
Forget.
neighborhood. She just mentioned Katrina's
Sorry,
name.
I guess
It's fine.
our contacts haven't been too bad.
Yeah. I mean, there's no need for my name. I'm just sitting on the bench. Not bothering nobody. I pay my taxes. My house is right down there.
I pay taxes too. I mean, I don't.
have a weapon sitting out here. You can check me.
I don't need to check
That's
you.
what you want.
Oh, as long as you ain't reaching around, there's no reason for me to check you right
I'm
now.
sitting on the bench.
Hang on. Did he just say, I don't need to check you? You've just been harassing him for 5 minutes about checking him when you didn't need to check him. Now that the other female officer turns up, you're going to pretend that this guy's getting upset all by himself and not because you want to check him? You're going to claim you didn't need to check him and he's getting upset all by himself? This guy's really one piece of shit.
Came over here pressing me with the light.
I came over here to turn on my light for my safety, okay? If you have a problem with it, that's too
I
bad.
just told you I did. You came over here pressing me with the fucking light.
How do I press it with the
I
light?
can't see you. Do I got sunglasses on? Do I got sunglasses on? No, I don't think so.
I mean, I hope not. It's dark out here, so.
You could run your headlights. You could do all that, but instead you want to push your little light bar. Want me to go get my light bar?
Oh, God.
That's for our safety. There's no reason to hassle over
You got
that.
your light bar on?
Well, I turned it off because I didn't want to blind you guys. But
Thank you. That's common sense.
well, I could see you wanting to pay your respects to Katrina. That's pretty awful.
I mean, yeah.
See that instantly the female officer is just so much more respectful. The moment she pulls up, she turns her high beam down because she doesn't see it as necessary. And she's got a rough idea of what the guy's here for with the candles and himself. She understands the death in the neighborhood. And she's already even given her condolences without being asked. The big fat guy asked for some respect about the girl's death to the arsehole male officer. He didn't wish to speak. This female officer, without being asked, has already given her condolences. Good on you, female officer.
So, I mean, y'all can go about your way. I'm not doing anything wrong.
I was simply asking you
This
what
ain't my lighter.
you
want the
had
lighter,
going
take
on.
the lighter.
Is that what I
If you
said?
feel like those candles are bothering you, take the candles.
Weren't they lit?
The only thing wrong is you put them out. No.
Oh my God, you hear that? She says, why aren't they lit? So the first dipshit turns up, officer, and says, put the candles out, you're going to cause a fire. And the second officer turns up and says, hey, why aren't your candles lit? That's the only thing I'm seeing is suspicious.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not here to argue with you today. You want to argue with me? Come to my house tomorrow. I'm not going to argue with you.
Are you living on 24?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to argue with you. I was simply trying to identify who it is I was talking to.
Brennan. No, he doesn't. Well, what's the plan here?
So there you go. She says, what's the plan? So in other words, the female officer translation is saying, are we leaving or are we doing something?
I'm going to sit right here. Like I said, if you want the candles, if you want this lighter, if you want this bag. I mean, this is trash. You go throw it away.
He told you what he's doing 10 minutes ago. Now you need to fuck off.
But I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not asking you to leave.
All right. Well, then there's no issue here. There's nothing.
I was simply asking what you were doing out here. It's a counselor,
what's it look like I'm doing out here? What would you be doing out here if your friend died? What would you be doing?
I don't know who your friend is. I don't know about that.
Why everybody's my fucking friend?
Okay, well,
so now you're acting stupid. I'm a human being just like you.
Okay.
So you want to write me a ticket? Cool.
I'm not writing you a ticket.
Well, then
I'm simply trying to identify you.
I'm not dealing with you.
He doesn't need to identify himself.
I'm not. You already done pissed me off.
Okay.
You already took it too far. You still won't turn off your fucking light.
I'm not going to turn off my light till I'm done here.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If you ain't got nothing to say to me, I ain't got nothing to say to you.
Are you able to identify him just by pulling up his address or contacts?
Okay. Sorry for your loss.
And you see that the female officer is highly respectful. She says, I'm sorry for your loss. And she politely, calmly, silently walks off. The other officer said, if you want to rewind it, he said, I'm just going to do a check on him. So the white officer is pretending that he still did the right thing and that he's just going to casually do a check and leave. But you watch, he just drives off. He knew he was wrong.
You too.
Oh, that's it. That's the end of the video. I thought there was a bit more to it than that. Because there's a lot of different versions of this video on the internet. The version I saw, the officer says, I'm going to do a check. And he just gets in the car and drives off. And you get to see that while the female officer is still somewhat there. I don't like how negative it is with police brutality in America. And I won't revisit this subject for a while. But thank you for the person that sent the link in to me. It was very funny. And I love the way the guy stuck up for himself. And in the end, it worked out okay. I can't remember the name of the poor girl who died off the top of my head. But condolences to everyone that knew the girl, and hopefully you can sit there in silence and mourn the poor girl's death to those candles without having another person turn up and harass you. That's the end of this episode of Anchor Wednesday. Good on the guy for sticking up for himself. And just remember, wherever you are, anywhere on the planet, if you're just sitting somewhere doing nothing wrong, or even if you just look suspicious, you don't have to give your identification to a police officer. If you ever have a hard time with a police officer, male, female, anything, if you're guilty, if you're innocent, it doesn't matter. The best thing to do is to always just say, I'm sorry if I upset you, but I don't wish to speak to you. And if they ask you to answer questions and tell stories that can incriminate yourself, that is exactly the reason why you do not speak. It doesn't matter, again, guilty or innocent. I'll be instructing my children to do this and anyone I bump into, any of my friends. If you ever get asked questions by a police officer, just say the same thing. I'm sorry, officer, I don't wish to upset you. If I've done anything wrong and you would like to arrest me, then I'm very happy to speak to you on behalf of my lawyer, with my lawyer's assistance. And that will be the way you look after yourself. See you next week, guys. Bye.
Action Dan, the greatest hero of them all.
If you guys would like to see a more positive video, click on that link on the left and check out one of my Australian outdoor adventures. If you want more blood and guts, click on the link on the right.